Well, hi everybody, it's Doug. So I've been collecting again, and today we've got some new locks, kind of some cool ones, and then I'm going to be doing a quick pick on some lightweights. So here we go. To begin with, I ran to the flea market a couple weekends ago and ran into these two locks, picked them up for $2 each. This one is an interesting one only because it is a rather old master lock. I've not been able to get a really good view of this, but it's an all brass laminated master. You could see shades of the logo there, and it's a number 4. Apparently they've been making these for years, but either way, I'm not a big master collector, but I figured it might be useful to someone who is a master collector, and I hope to pass that one on. This one is an Elgin, and this one is for my collection. Picked it up without a key, and it is a wafer lock. This one, I'll make a reference to wafer locks because I got a whole video on picking them. This is one of the ones that I'm planning on picking today, and this one, Bill told me that this is made by Sears, interestingly enough. And you notice it's also, just notice this, it's got a spring that brings the shackle back in line automatically, which is kind of cool. So we'll be picking through this one today. Least interesting of the bunch. Another one, so I also took a trip to Bill, my dealer, my locksmith friend who sells collectible, and got a few more from him. So I got this one. I was actually eyeing a Yale that is like huge, like I think it was an 870. It was huge, and I liked it. But then I did get a good look at this one. This one, based on the logo and that sort of thing, I'm told is like pre-World War I. So this is, 1910s, 1920s. It works beautifully, and it's hard to tell. The shackle is probably steel, but it's almost the color of brass towards the end. But beautiful patina. You could not fake that patina. And just as an interesting fact, I did not know this myself, but normally I did open up one of these models, a larger version, and took it apart in one of my previous videos. But there's a shackle holder pin that goes in, and normally that's found inside. On these, it is found on the outside. You could just see the shadow of it right there. That different colored piece is holding the shackle in. So kind of cool. So there's another one of my new locks. I have not been able to pick this one yet. It is tight quarters in there. I might have to use my special sliver picks that I got from Albert LaBelle. Another kind of ordinary lock. This one is the Police Pup. It is also a wafer lock. And just judging, looking at it, first of all, this one is made by Eagle. And judging by its look, I mean, this is probably 1940s, I think. And pretty high, all high cut bitting. This is the other one that we're going to be picking today, and it's kind of a cool lock. I found it interesting with that logo of the dog on there. Kind of neat. All right, now we get to two cool locks. I always save the best for last. So the first one I have resisted for so long, but I knew I finally had to get one of these into my collection. This is a Wise lock. And it is not your ordinary padlock. If you take a look in there, most of you have probably seen these somewhere along the way. It has 3 concentric rings in there, and this is the key. Notice it's kind of stacked to represent the heights of the rings. And if we shove that in, that actually unlocks it. And then you can actually see the mechanism a little bit better. You can see those 3 concentric rings. I have actually picked this one already a couple of times, and I plan on demonstrating that on a future video. but keep an eye out for that. So that's a cool one. Like I said, I resisted for so long, but I just gotta have it. And finally, this one here. This one is not marked for any like railroad or anything like that, but it is, oh wait, I'm sorry, I knew this. DLNW. This matches the signal lock that I showed to you guys a while ago. That is Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western, I believe. Lackawanna is literally 10 miles from here, from where I live right now. But the reason that I was so fascinated by this one, I've seen locks like this, but I've never actually had one in my hands. This one is a little different than normal when you look at the keyway. That does not take some sort of wacky key. It actually takes two different keys. What that means is that this is an early form of mastering. Mastering is the concept where a lock is designed to work with only one key, but there is one other key that will also open that, and the master might work a whole set of locks that were all built for the same purpose, even though each one has its own individually bitted key. The master will open them all. Well, that's a little easier to understand when you talk about pin tumblers, because you just literally have 3 pins instead of 2 pins in there, and the third pin provides an extra shear line. Don't ask me to explain mastering today. But in the case of lever locks, that wasn't so easy. So the way they handled that was this. This lock takes the 9-shaped key, which goes into the main keyway, turn it, get a normal open. But if the owner of the master key, the person who's supposed to have access to everything, needs to gain access, they have a different version key that actually goes in this hole, that keyhole. And that one's going to be bitted a little bit differently as well. But so the idea is we got my key and the master key. So those are all those cool locks. Those are my latest collection, and I had to get this video out quickly because I have a package coming and more locks. Maybe I have a problem, I don't know. But let's go ahead. I also might be picking this one on video in future. Don't say, oh, it's a master lock, that should be easy. These older ones were actually tricky, pretty tricky. But let's get our 2 lightweights ready for a pick. All right, I had a break there because my alarm went off on my phone and it interrupted everything. So anyways, these are not too challenging. They are wafer locks, but they make for a fun quick pick video. So let's start with the Elgin. Lock that one up. And let's take it from this side. All right, and with these kinds of locks, we basically just go with the largest tensioner that we can fit in the keyway, and a standard, half diamond does well. We need that extra power in there anyways. So let's go in with, okay, wafer 1. Got a click. Wafer 2, got a click. Wafer 3 is doing nothing. Wafer 4, got our click and our open. So probably that wafer 3 is 0 bitted. It doesn't lift at all to open up. So there is that Elgin. And let's take a look at the Police Pup. That cool Eagle Lock Company key and the Eagle logo. All right, Police Pup, your turn in the vise. Same setup. We're going to be using our 50 thousandths tensioner and our half diamond. Start at 1. Whoops. Knock my own tensioner out there. Okay, I believe that was 1 that just clicked. don't know what. Actually, I may have reached so far back that I actually hit second or third pin wafer. There we go with, I think that was 2. Feeling around back there, nothing more in the back. Oh, okay, and I just loosened my tension for a minute and got a little more more rotation on the plug. Okay, that one feels like it wants to go, but I guess not yet. Okay, gonna pivot off the thumb. 1, 2. Okay, 3 wants to counter rotate. So something's fighting me here, and it's probably because I'm giving too much tension. Okay, 1 was hiding right behind the tensioner. So there we go. Another lightweight police pup opens up for us. So there we go. Thank you everybody as always for joining me. One more time, we'll look at the parade of cool locks. Keep an eye out for some pics on that one, and you'll never see me pick that one. That's not my skill. All right, thank you everybody. Take care. Do like, comment, follow if you aren't already following, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks. Take care.